I have not prepped for this, but welcome to Not Married to the Name. I am Deuce. This is PBR, and I'm going to touch you guys. I know. So, today we're going to talk about some stuff. And if you have, I always forget this, but if you have a huge penis and a tight vagina, please finger the subscribe button and or the like button, and it wouldn't do us a favor because we don't make money. We do this for fun anyway, so fuck you. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we really kind of get into anything? Or anything that's caught your eye recently?
Not really. Today we're going to do a gaming podcast. As per usual, we're going to do gaming today. We're keeping it gaming related.
Keeping it gay, as always.
Deuce has a little bit more that he's leading with today, so it's going to be a little bit more Deuce forward with things that you've been researching or looking at least following on the news. And then I'll be doing a little bit more reaction probably as well to those. So things that you've been playing. I've been having some migraine issues lately, so I haven't been able to play video games.
This guy hasn't played in 2 Fortnite seasons. It's ridiculous. Well, not seasons.
I know.
Sub-seasons.
It's been at least 3 weeks since I played a video game, so hopefully soon.
It looks scruffy as fuck. But, so I talked to you about FragPunk. It's a free-to-play game that Grant got me to try out. It's Valorant-esque, but what it does better than Valorant, I'd say, is the shooting is actually accurate from your gun. Valorant has a Counter-Strike issue because it kind of comes from Counter-Strike roots, so it's like the guns have a pattern that they fire in as opposed to they fire down the barrel. So anyway, that's what I hate about Counter-Strike. But this game is it has different modes, but it's pretty much round-based. Put down the bomb or defuse the bomb, and they have these cool little things like you earn cards, and each team at the end of every round gets to vote what card they want to activate. So the cards are a huge range of shit. So like one of them's big head, so the opponents on the other team have like a big ass head, so it's easier to shoot them in the head. There's but they could
like
have
old school cheats.
Yeah. So they could have big head, and the other team could have activated iron head. So they have big heads, but they don't do any more damage than if basically it's like armor or your body. The damage points are the same all the way down your body. So
right,
it's an interesting game. It's free to play, so I can't say don't give it a try, but I don't know. It's fun.
I've heard. So for my research is gunplay is pretty decent on that game. From what the some people are saying, the gunplay is not bad. I thought the flash it was a little too flashy for me.
It's very
With
animated.
colors. So for what I've been having with my head problems, I couldn't be playing that anytime soon. But it looks like it'd be worth a try for free. Why not? People, don't be afraid to try a free game.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you got to lose?
Well, that could lead into the next little segue thing. Don't be scared to try a free game unless it's been released by Ubisoft. Siege is going free to play, it looks like. It said free to all new players, and OG players can inherit all their old shit. So if you bought skins and stuff, they're compatible with the new version. I'm not hyped on it. There is a new game mode that has a cool concept, but the fact that it's being made and developed by Ubisoft, that's where I kind of just have no interest. And I just now realized, I realized it a minute ago, we both have wood walls now. So we're hip and modern women.
We're cool, man. We're freaking cool, bro.
Hella cool. So you don't hate Siege as much as
do you have 9 cats in your place?
4 dogs and a cat.
Okay. Hey, there we go.
Plus 3 women live here, so I guess.
Oh my goodness. I have 7 cats in here right now.
I can
soon to be 2
here.
Kittens as well.
2 kittens. Oh my god.
It does not smell like cats upstairs. They have the litter boxes
If
downstairs.
a little Asian neighbor had a little snacky poo.
Um, dude, so yeah, we were talking about Siege, free to play, whatever. Give it up, man. Right? Like, give people a new game to play. Siege, cool. I like it, but everyone's getting burnt out on that game.
Yeah.
And they're burnt out on that. So mix it up a little bit. Like the movement in that game is not very smooth. The operators can be frustrating, played out if you played against them over and over again. So I've been looking at the different trailers. They have a big marketing budget going behind that game right now. I'm seeing ads on Facebook. I'm seeing ads on YouTube. I'm seeing showcases going on everywhere live right now. So they're putting a lot of money into this. So they must be expecting it to be
Well, so
here to stay.
if you
That's
didn't
their
know,
goal.
Siege is their biggest earning game of all time. So, which
Right.
which makes a lot of sense because everybody played Siege. Not everybody, but a lot of people. Give them free advertising. A lot of people play. Nobody's gonna watch this. A lot of people played Siege in a time where it didn't have any competition, and now there's more competition in the market. So, not necessarily in like games that are similar to Siege, but in variety of games in general. Like, just the amount of shooters you have. The Marvel game, which took a huge chunk of the FPS population.
And it still has a big chunk
Mm-hmm.
right now.
It's maintained. Even what's that stupid game? Overwatch is trying to make a little comeback. You know, they're reintroducing a few things. Uh, for me, Overwatch is kind of meh, but I also didn't play the first one much, so.
I liked the second Overwatch in comparison to Marvel Rivals, but that's probably because I just didn't play Marvel Rivals long enough with a group of friends.
I think that's true for me too. I think Marvel had too much close quarters melee and too many fast fucking moving characters. So like Spider Man was really annoying
Oh, I
to
didn't like
deal
Doctor
with.
Strange.
Well, see,
I
he
didn't like
flies, right?
I didn't like the sneaky shit that gets pulled off with him, where you can just like make people fall off the map by putting a portal in front of them.
I didn't
Um,
even know you could do that.
Now that's something that I'd probably do, but there's all sorts of TikToks where like Doctor Strange sets his portal, goes and sets another portal in front of the enemy team spawn, and they all jump into it and fly off the map, shit like that. That's effed up.
Yeah, not a fan of that kind of gameplay. But I mean, a lot of people obviously like the game, so I can't hate too much on it. It was a solid playing game. It's just not my style. It was a little fast, which is kind of why I'm gonna go back to FragPunk. Why I like FragPunk. It's slowed down from that. It's not a sprinty shooter. You know, you have sprint always on kind of thing if you toggle it. Hello.
That was Zoe,
And
14 years old.
getting up there. Cats live for a while though. They're little animals. But Siege, I don't think if you have to download Ubisoft, what is it? Connect? Is that
Yep.
what? I'm not playing the game. I'm not
Do
installing
you
that fucking app one more time on my fucking computer just to play a game that I'm gonna hate for 20
and then
minutes.
two-factor every time you go on or
I
verify.
don't have that issue. I
So
don't know why
for
you
new
guys do.
players, they have to verify. But do you by the way, what do you think of the name FragPunk? Going back to that quick, do you like the name FragPunk?
The first thing I think of is FagPunk.
Okay,
So I
I
think it's
think Frostpunk. I think it sounds like that game Frostpunk. So for me,
yeah.
it
Frag
it
is an
sounds like the other game.
frag's kind of an older term now. People don't use it anymore. It used to be like built into gaming. Like, oh, I got 10 frags that game, which is like just 10 kills. But people don't really say that anymore. So
Well, there's no nickname for that game. FragPunk, you can't make it shorter.
yeah,
So I don't like I
fagpunk. You take the R out.
yeah, I right? Like you can't make a video game if the name can't be shortened.
Yeah.
But Siege anyway, Ubisoft. I was gonna ask you, do you know where Ubisoft is Ubisoft you call it? Do you know where Ubisoft is headquartered?
France, I believe.
Yes. So It's headquartered in France,
which is funny
ran
because I
by
hate the French.
the Guillemot family,
Yeah.
and it's owned 13% by them and 9% by Tencent, Chinese company. So, your Ubisoft fans out there, your company is owned by France and China.
China.
No wonder your game sucks, bro. Like, figure it out, man. If you're wondering why your game company sucks, big
I,
major schlongers,
I feel like
uh, figure it out.
I feel like if it was just Tencent, the game would be better. The gameplay wouldn't be better, but
Yes,
the game would be more raw because China doesn't
everyone
have the
says
ethics.
online, Guillemot is 100% ruining that game. People from, if you go through Reddit forums, whatever, it sounds like they're controlling from the top down, and everything to them makes their shit stinks.
They
That's what it
must be
sounds like.
BlackRock investors.
Yeah.
It just makes they're just pushing the wrong ideals in an industry that doesn't give a fuck about it. Like
Mm-hmm.
gaming has only become political because they're making it political. Before, we'll say 15 years ago, gaming politics were within gaming itself. Now, like I used to watch ZDTV and whatever the fuck it turned into eventually. It was a gaming channel for a long time too. But they had Adam Sessler. That's where he got like his
G4.
G4. There you go. It had gone through a bunch of different names. ZD was the original name. But like people like Adam Sessler didn't interject their politics into it. Now he's got mad TDS. He ruined the IGN YouTube channel. And not IGN. I'm sorry. I forget what the name of the channel is now. That's how irrelevant. Maybe it was G4. Maybe it was the G4, like when they tried to rebrand themselves again. But him and the people that are like him, that are outspoken politically, have alienated more than half of their audience, and they don't see it as an issue. They don't understand why the industry is where it is, and it's because people like them can't shut their fucking mouths and just be critical about a game instead of about there's big tits in this game. It's made for neckbeard simpletons who never had pussy before. It's like, no, that's all men. All men want to see big titties or nice bodies, nice asses. There's a few people who like them fat, but majority of us don't. So anyway, all that to say, fuck France and fuck the Guillemot family or whatever their name is.
Fuck France. And
Now you're Russian.
you know, I don't know why we named fries after your country.
Yeah, right.
We made them here.
Probably because we fried them.
Yeah.
They're pussies. There's nothing against French people. It's more just about the perception of France.
Yeah, we're a really big podcast. We have millions of fans. So for all of our French fans out there who want to like and subscribe,
Bonjour.
feel free.
Omelette du fromage.
Don't let this hold you back.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about Ubisoft. We are giving them too much time today.
Yeah. Not interested in CJX. Real quick though, they updated the graphics. They updated some game engine stuff. They updated a new game mode, which is 6v6. Too little, too late.
It's, you know what? It's honestly, it's not too little, too late.
No, a lot of people are gonna play it.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I think we wanted this kind of stuff long ago. Do new stuff. Don't fuck the maps. Like they should have just done some new stuff for people that were fans a while back.
Yeah,
that would have been nice.
We added a new map, and I'm like, but you fucked all the old ones. So what does it matter that you add a new one? Like all the maps suck in that game now.
I like the idea of new game modes and new different things and cross-platform. That should have been done a long time ago. So
that's
anyway,
what Fortnite does right. They changed the map entirely, and that's that. And if
that's
people
the
hate
perfect
it,
transition.
they only have to play for a season. Let's go transition.
So tell us, into the new season of Fortnite, Deuce was going to talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh man, I hate the meta, but It's
Oh, come on.
it's
Be
dumbed
positive.
it's dumbed down a little bit.
Yes.
I've been having fun, mostly because I've been playing with Jess, and we get like bot lobbies. Like I wouldn't call them bot lobbies, but I'm tapping, oops, excuse me, like 14 kills on average, which is
Gun selection this season?
the gun selection is really good right now.
Map.
Yes,
How about map
I
locations?
hate the map. I really can't
Okay.
stand the map. There's like two locations I like: transgender fields, gender bender fields. It's funny because she says it too, and she's kind of a softie
Are you talking about the one that uh we always land at?
with the trans color field. Yeah,
That's
Gen-
still there?
yeah, they kept that. Gender
Okay.
bender fields. They basically replaced half of the map and left half of it how it was.
Okay.
Um, but gender bender fields and this little place. It's like I think it was in the first map. We just never landed there, but it's like a forest area that has
Hmm.
little Asian themed buildings. That
Okay.
is one of my favorite places, and I think I like it because it's got cover everywhere. You can get into a fight and get shot at, but not die out of nowhere because there's trees that you can get a few extra seconds behind before somebody shoots it down. So it's just, and it's got
My,
good uh, vertical play. There's a lot of like little mountains and stuff you can get on top of.
Fortnite does vertical play well. Um, when they do it, if you can hear the footsteps properly, it's good. If you have good POIs that you can slide to and from buildings in, that's why Tilted Towers was such a popular thing in the OG map. It wasn't like an original spot, I don't think. It was Tilted Towers came a little bit after the original map, but there were so many different spots you could play around and wait for your time to get into a fight or out of a fight, and then get into a spot where you can heal. And the thing was, the meta wasn't build yourself BS cover. It was build to get to a top of a building, but that was it. So you'd hide in a building to heal, but they would find you eventually. You'd hear the doors opening and they'd be bearing down on you, so it was really intense. That was like the original thrill of Fortnite. And the POIs now are really few and far between when it comes to cover. It's either you have massive empty open areas, kind of like the fields you're talking about, or and I'm assuming that's for build mode, or you have really like a lot of trees, or it's I don't know how to describe it. There's really no there's not much cover anymore. It's kind of weird.
I didn't mind the wipe with the power gloves because they had a lot of verticality, like huge mountains and low valleys, but they also had like ravines and stuff where get you could break a line of sight even being at the low point. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I feel like Fortnite, as much as I hated on it when I was younger, I still don't like the game because it is third person, and I wish that it wasn't. But the gunplay in the game is solid. The guns themselves, they're predictable the way they work. It's not like you're playing Counter Strike and you've got to like memorize a pattern. Where you're aiming, you shoot. Recoil is easily judgeable. Like you can tell what's happening. Um, and they change it all the time and keep it fresh.
I will say there's a community in the class here now. If you're talking freshmen through seniors, um, that age of kids is no longer playing Fortnite.
Will they play Valorant?
So you're seeing middle schoolers play. Um, some of them are playing sporting games, and some of them are playing Rust. But
Fuck Rust's trash.
I don't know what else they're really playing. I'd have to ask. There's not as many playing games right now, but they're not playing Fortnite anymore.
It's kind of a
So
dry season. I think Fortnite is not going anywhere, and I feel like that those kids will get older, and they probably do they play Build or Zero? Do you know? Mostly
both.
both. I think when they get older, because the game will still be there, they might come back around. It's not like Call of Duty where we all played Advanced Warfare and fucking that's 40 games ago, bruh. That game, it's not the same game, bruh. Fortnite is like, you know, still Fortnite at the end of the day. But the reason I
Yeah.
hate third person and build So we were on a 3-game win streak. We were a 2-game win streak, 2 in a row, and we were about to win our 3rd game, and it was us be the last team. And they built, because we accidentally played a build game because Najoni fucking clicked the fucking build button. So we accidentally played a build game, and it came down to the last team, and they were not shit. And I played it. I didn't play it well, but they were building in the middle of the street, like building this, walls and shit for them to peek over and stuff. And they wound up one-tapping me because in third person, you can build the staircase up against the wall, and then you can just use the angle and then just boop and shoot and drop back down. It's like, that is what's cheap about third person, and that is why I do not like those types of games. That's why I wish... I feel like that's the cheapest
I kind of like
part.
it.
That's because you suck at games, bro.
I don't prefer it. I just don't mind that game style. I don't know. I'd like to play Fortnite in first person just to see.
Well, you have in the
I have Apex. I've played a lot of Apex.
No, what's the mode they added?
The zero. Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, FragPunk. Yeah, I haven't been
X
keeping track.
X whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the next thing today. Fortnite. We like you. We like you a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got game studio closure. You wanted to talk about that?
Yeah, it's not really a game that many people would know about. Shroud talked about it. It's called Spectre Divide. It's kind of like a Valorant-esque game. Anyway, they just finished season 1, or they just started season 1 or whatever, and they're closing the studio down and shutting the game
Really?
down.
That's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but at the same time, for me, it's one of those haha moments, because when the game first came out, I'm iffy of Shroud. I don't really jump on his dick when he says a game's fun or that he backs a game. It's not really. He's not Summit 1G. He doesn't have my trust like that. And he's Canadian, so who gives a shit, But he was talking about it. I watched him play it. So I was like, okay, I'll do a little research on the game. Went to the game website and then went to the developer website, which was Mountaintop Games. And they had a DEI page. And they have a picture of their whole team on this page. And it's like 80% white dudes. So to me, that was the biggest virtue signal I've ever seen in my life. And when companies are virtue signaling like that, I typically want nothing to do with them. So I even took a screenshot of that page and everything. And they took that page down. So the page doesn't exist anymore. And I deleted the screenshot because I was like, oh, they're not going to take it down, whatever. And I just didn't want to look at it on my desktop anymore. But they actually wound up closing the studio because there wasn't enough people interested in the game. And I will say that if they didn't have that inherent woke-ass graphical style, like the character design, I would have played that game. But they did, so I chose to ignore it. So I don't know if that is their downfall, if by them being kind of a wokey studio with the modern game, I don't even know how do you even describe it? Like, you know what I'm talking about in like the character style choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would say. Spectre Divide. Ugh. Yeah. It looks like a very, very fluorescent, flamboyant color scheme is what I gotta say. It's a little bit too much going on there. It's I don't know. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. We're getting on the same tangent for every topic here today.
Well, that's what the industry is, and it's sad.
It is.
Because
all right.
That's all the news I get. I don't get news about good games. And when I do, they go, yeah, game good, play game.
So Deuce gave me a list today of what he wanted to talk about. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna find out some good news about the gaming industry.
There's
So
not.
I have 2 hours. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna find out what's good. And I started looking and looking, and I was watching different gaming news. I listened to the Active Reload podcast of our buddies the other week. On the way here yesterday, I'm in a different town shooting somewhere else, so I had a chance to listen, and I clearly was like, okay, they just listened to what I just watched because apparently they just regurgitated everything I just watched in the news. Um, the only good news I saw was that Xbox and Microsoft are coming out with a handheld. Kind of cool.
Is it good
Um,
news?
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not a big handheld guy, but
Me neither.
good for them. Cool. I
They've
think
been
that'll be interesting.
People have been teasing that concept for a long time, and I think Microsoft has been flirting with the idea for a long time. Don't quote me on anything I'm saying. I'm just talking about just information I recollect. I know a lot of people did like fan art
Quote
of
him.
one. Quote me. I know that people were doing like fan art versions of it long time ago. Um, and I owned the Vita and the PSP, or the PSP and the Vita. That's the order it went in. And I love those things. Uh, I think I liked them more than I liked the Switch, to be honest. Did you ever play any of the Sony handhelds?
No, but I
So,
did see one of my first sets
of
of
boobs?
pornographic material on a buddy's. And I remember he came to school and showed us, and we were like, oh my God. I remember going home being like, oh my God, I need one of those things.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know any details on it?
The new one?
No, on the Xbox.
Yes. So the new Xbox handheld, instead of making a predecessor is predecessor before
Predecessor comes
pre
after, I think.
okay. Instead of making an after console to the Xbox Series S, they're gonna make a handheld instead. And then they are gonna make a console that's gonna be close to a PC, and that's supposed to proceed the Xbox Series X. So this is supposed to be kind of that bridge before James said that he thinks it'll be the last console Xbox makes before they just say, "All right, we're going to finally just get people transition to PC." It's a good
Well, the
guess.
the thing
I
is
can imagine that's probably what they are trying to do.
the only thing is Microsoft doesn't make money on PCs. A computer has nothing to do with Microsoft other than you put their operating system on there and they steal your data.
Yeah, I
Everything in my computer is manufactured from different companies. Nothing is manufactured by Microsoft except for my operating system. And my operating system, I didn't buy. Anybody who's really into gaming, you don't buy an operating system. You download and install it, and then you go to a key website and you get a legit key for it for $2. So they're not making money on computer sales. It might cost them more. They might start doing pre-builds like Steam tried to do,
mhm.
but I really don't see them. Anybody who games on PC, I think they're gonna hurt themselves because Sony's not gonna abandon ship, and then Microsoft will have nothing because they backed out of the console game, and now Sony took over. Because
The argument is Microsoft could monopolize by trying to
how?
buy Sony.
I don't think Sony would sell to them. Because Microsoft ruins everything that they touch, and Sony is, if not as bigger than Microsoft. Maybe not on a value scale, but Sony makes hardware. Sony produces things, TVs. I'm not sure what they're still involved in 100%, but I know that they are actually a company that makes stuff. Yes, Microsoft has made stuff in the past. They had a phone for a while, but they're primarily a software company. So for Sony to sell out to a company that just closed their only competitor down to would make no sense to me.
I Yeah, I think so. This handheld is probably going to be an interesting concept. If it can perform and play games
How
well,
that was my question. Do you know about it?
then
How are you going to get games onto it, and what games are compatible with it? Because you can buy a Steam Deck, which is
mhm,
like a mini PC that you can either
correct.
stream games from your PC to your handheld. So you're using your computer as the brain, and you're basically using the handheld as just a vessel. Or is it going to have native games, which the Steam Deck already
I
does? So, in my opinion, them making a handheld is not going to benefit them as much as they think. Because I'm not going to only fanboys will rush out to grab that shit. Because if I want the most powerful handheld, and consoles never come out with the most powerful anything, they come out with the most affordable to make. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
It'd be interesting. Asus possibly is going to come out with a handheld. I doubt it. I saw an article, a couple of links in articles that I didn't even click on because I don't believe Asus will come out with one.
Why not?
So, um, maybe they're trying to, do you think they would affiliate themselves with Steam
Well,
or what?
who's Asus? Not Asus, right?
ASUS, the
Asus,
company that
they already
makes,
have one.
okay.
They already have a
And then
handheld.
they, okay, so there's three companies that have handhelds, correct? I
There's
think a few.
a lot more than three, but yeah, there's Asus.
Okay.
Oh my god, I did a lot of research into them for a while because I was gonna buy one, and some of them have some cool features, and some of them have some high specs, and some are kind of right in the middle. And I'd say the low end of the spectrum is the Steam Deck, but it has a lot of technology put into it. The Asus one, I think it's the ROG. I could look it up real quick. Oh no, I don't know what screen this is gonna pull up on Saw Pass, but um, they've had one in the market for a while. The coolest one, I don't remember what brand it is now, unfortunately. I wish I knew we were going to talk about this because I looked it up. But it has removable controllers, some similar to the Switch. But one
Yep.
of them has a little light sensor at the bottom. So you plug it into this little unit and it turns into a mouse. So you can play FPS games with a mouse on a little handheld.
That'd be sick.
It is sick because then you plug it into your your little gaming monitor that you can bring, your little 15-inch monitor. You have your little unit as a thing.
MSI Claw,
That's the. I
Lenovo,
think it's the. No, it's not the Claw. Yeah,
Valve has a Steam
Lenovo.
Deck.
Lenovo is the one that does the handout, the pull out thing.
Yeah,
Lenovo's
very
pull out
interesting.
game is strong.
Huh. Yeah.
I would
Well,
honestly
they gotta
say
have something. They've been dying, I thought, for years, but maybe they're not.
handhelds are, as much as I just shit on Microsoft's decision to do one and a little too late, I think handhelds, in my opinion, I would never buy a Microsoft product though. So there's that. Especially Xbox, sure, I buy an Xbox, but I would never buy a Microsoft branded computer or a Microsoft branded product that doesn't have native games on it. If I'm forced to use their software to download shit, I question my privacy at that point. But
Do you know what I think? Okay, I got to give you a little bit of a take here because I haven't really given a take yet on
sure.
this. So, my take is people that like I have a smaller brain when it comes to the space of researching this stuff. I don't pay a lot of attention to it. So people that don't pay any attention, younger people that are looking into things like this, Microsoft's the name, right? It's the brand. You said Asus or Lenovo, right? People that aren't oriented in, I don't know if they're going to look for a handheld. Like I think gamers want handhelds more than non-gamers, but people who are serious about gaming is what I'm saying. But um, those kind of people that don't really know what Lenovo would be, I could see them more easily grabbing a Microsoft product, and I could see parents way more easily buying their kids a Microsoft handheld on like a Christmas versus one of the other products. But parents are probably still going to opt and just buy their kid a Switch. So
Yeah, Nintendo kind of
we won't
has.
know until we know. I'm
Yeah.
curious. I just there's not enough details yet. We need a little bit more details. I think maybe in 2-3 months we'll find out more and kind of have an idea of what this thing's really going to bring to the table.
Well, like I said about Sony, they had three of them now. I don't know what the newest one's called, but it's like a bigger screen, looks like a newer controller. And I would consider that one a failure as well. But the PSP was their probably. I'm not talking about sales. I'm just talking about reputation of it. But PSP and Vita, I loved them both, but they were both failures at the end of the day. So
Yeah. And here,
Which I think is why
you mind if I
Microsoft.
cut in?
Go ahead. That's why I don't think Microsoft did it earlier because they saw Sony fail at it.
On Active Reload, they talk about possibly like Rare making exclusives for it and being one of the companies that doesn't make anything right now. So maybe
Who
they could
is
make
Rare
exclusives.
anymore though?
Yeah. Who is working for Rare, you're saying?
Yeah.
Right. So Conkers, right? You could remake Conkers or something like that for it. But when you
Conker's
think,
Transfer Day.
yeah, when you think about whatever else, like I do not want as a gaming company to have to worry about making something for a portable device. Forget that. There's no way if I'm making a video game, I'm gonna have in mind making it for something portable in 2025. Fuck that. Uh, Too bad.
That's the thing
Like
about the Steam
making
Deck.
making its own copy. I'm not gonna make a GTA 6 that's gonna be like different for that.
That's the thing about like all the PC handhelds is their games are not different. It's just turn down the graphic settings. So if they
Hmm.
can accomplish that, like
Yeah.
if they make games for Xbox and then they make dumbed down retarded versions for the Xbox handheld, that's the other thing too. It's like for that handheld to really be worth it technologically, unless Microsoft's going to take a huge hit on it and put all their chips, you know, in one basket or whatever the stupid saying is, eggs in one basket, they're going to have to lose a lot of money because what's the ROG handheld? $1,200.
Really.
Is it? I don't know. Here, I'm going to pull. Let me move this. I'm going to have to move that over. Let's see. I mean, because nothing that can play modern games at any decent rate is
649 for 120 hertz gaming handheld at Best Buy.
the ROG one is $800.
It's
So
probably different levels, maybe.
yeah, they do have different levels of ones. The Claw is so they've come down in price quite a bit, but still, there's ones that like GDP or GDP.
So
Oh no,
there's an Ally
fucking GPE.
7 and then there's an Ally X and the X is the one that is like 12 to
$800.
1300
Because if I'm
and
buying a
then like you said
handheld,
800.
yeah, if I'm buying a gaming handheld, I don't want something that is going to have to dumb down everything to run smooth. I want something that's going to play everything. I want to be able to plug a secondary
Well,
monitor into it essentially, and have
that straight up just answered my question too. Is there's no parent buying their kid a handheld for
no,
$1,200?
they're gonna go buy a Switch
100%
for
no
300.
way.
Yeah, they're gonna go get a
Yeah.
Switch, and the new Switch is coming out. Not that the specs are gonna be anything fucking fantastic, but
Hey, Nintendo, if you can hear us, put your new Nintendo product just $501 for a day because we want to see James drink his own urine. That would
oh,
be a great day. Make it 501 for an hour just when you drop it. Please, for us.
yeah,
All right.
I have a feeling it's gonna be $400, but
We're getting our little dead time here. So let's keep it rolling. We've got game studio closure we talked about. We now have a new EA game you wanted to talk about.
okay, I don't know much about this game, so I'm not coming at this from a place of experience. But what I saw was it's a game called Split Fiction.
Okay.
And it's a story about two different girls who have like they're writers or whatever and their worlds collide, something like that, and they have to find their way out together. They have to learn how to work together. No problem with it.
Sounds neat.
It's cool concept. The problem I have with it is that the writer, the guy who's in charge of development for the game, was just saying some shit that I was questioning. Like, if this was a game that had to be two females, we're right back on the hate train. Why are all the stories very masculine feeling? Because the themes of the game felt very masculine to me. I have known a lot of girls, right? Girls aren't, I mean, yes, there are exceptions to everything.
Maybe
But girls aren't out there fucking around, getting hurt, jump in their dirt bikes. Like, there are some things that are inherently male, right? We don't care about climbing a tree, falling out. It's about how high can you go in that tree before that fucking branch snaps and you fall out. Like, girls are not inclined to do that kind of stuff. They're more about gossiping and doing things that are less risk of physically hurting yourself. And I felt like all the stories in this game were written about two boys, but because of the state of the industry, the idea was flipped to be two girls. And the whoever's in charge, I fucking wrote his name down, I think. I did not. But whoever's in charge was like talking about it like you know, I don't know. Basically what I want to say is that I hate people that are buying EA games even though they're obvious, like race swaps essentially. Like this was a game about two males. I don't know why they felt the need to inject two women into it when the stories don't make sense as women. Women don't have the same minds that we do. So like the big monsters and shit that they're fighting, it's like that's not something any girl would ever. They're scared of that. They check their bed every night. Like that's not something that 99% of females would even. I don't know.
The argument's that you got called out the other day because people like you should just play video games and be happy because you like video games.
Wrong.
And
Wrong. Fuck you.
Not worry about what other people think. But
that's all I care about.
How are things ever going to change if people don't step up a little bit and actually, voice their opinions and let people know that, we're not going to put our money into crap if you're constantly agenda-sizing everything. So that's what's happening right now. Yes, I agree.
Who called me out?
Grizzly?
Who?
Grant.
Grant's a cucklord bitch.
He didn't call you out. He said that about people in general.
Well, Grant's Grant's gonna get me to get us
he didn't realize he was just talking about you.
He's fucking sucking what's his name? He's sucking James' old dirty cock over there, just trying to play that. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It. He's a fence sitter. That guy. He's sitting on the fence. This is my problem. Fuck EA. Fuck Ubisoft and fuck Activision. All of you doofuses who continue to support them are the problem. You want games to become games and be good again? Stop buying their shit. Buy China game.
People, listen up. Tony Hawk, right?
Hard pass. Not money. I love Skate. I'm not gonna play Skate. Fuck EA.
They didn't bring back the core essential dude who is the best developer for the game. Like this guy that I've been following for years, who's a streamer. I'm not gonna say his name on here.
It's not the old guy, right? Who's in like all the videos and stuff.
Got the long hair.
Was he in all the little short like videos that they used to put into the games?
I don't know.
Because I used to show the dev team a lot in like all the little short videos.
He's just part of the dev team. There's a lot of those guys that are. They didn't bring him back. And that's a sign to me that that's a big fuck you. Like that dude knows what makes those games tick. And he knows what makes those games great. So that's what the hell, you know? I don't get it. The guy's made successful Guitar Hero games, successful Tony Hawk games, and you're choosing to put other people in charge of the project. Why?
It's the same thing with Halo.
No, not money. These guys aren't making a lot of money. You're gonna make hand over fist on a Tony Hawk remake anyway.
Yeah, what's an extra designed for you?
The guy's gonna make what? The difference between what this guy makes and what the other guys are probably making is what do you think? $10,000 to $15,000?
I don't know. I don't know how much devs make anymore.
Yeah. So anyway, positive news. You're not an Amazon Prime guy because you probably don't like Jeff Bezos.
Fuck Jeff Bezos. I refuse to buy things on Prime, but all the women I date in my life are addicted to it, so it's kind of goes.
Hey, the good news is Democratic women don't like Jeff Bezos anymore either.
Why? What did he do?
I don't know. I think he's making everybody mad now. So
I hate Jeff Bezos. He's a book sale is a glorified book salesman.
Yeah. Anyway, they just put The Apprentice for free on it. Well, not for free, but they brought The Apprentice to Amazon Prime. So if you want to watch The Apprentice, it's on there for free. I don't know if I've ever watched the first season, so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to watch The Apprentice with Trump.
I have never seen The Apprentice. I don't care about Trump, never cared about Trump. I was never a Trump fan, never a Trump hater. He was a guy that was on TV who owned real estate. And all I remember really from growing up is people like, oh, he bankrupts companies. Well, come to find out, he bought companies that were going to go bankrupt and tried to save them. And sometimes you can't save every sinking ship.
I don't care about him.
I don't
I
either.
just know that he's entertaining and that The Apprentice was cool because it was like people that were competing in a business setting, and I'm a business guy. So that's appealing and entertaining to me. The other thing regarding that, um, it's business competition. But the other thing regarding finance right now, stock markets are tanking. Bitcoin's down to 80K.
It might be down
That's a
below
mon-
80K right
that's
now.
a money opportunity,
Yeah, it's a
people.
good buying opportunity right
Not
now.
financial advice, but it's a good buy right now. So if you
I
have money,
hate Ethereum, but Ethereum is down under $2,000 right now.
yeah.
A 1,850 at the current moment. Bitcoin's sitting at 80K. So
Ethereum's kind of a scum product, so I'm
I
kind of happy.
hate Ethereum, but I also know that Ethereum is probably here to stay. A lot of things are built on the Ethereum network. Um,
The
so
best thing that could happen right now is if
Hex,
for some reason
Pulse Chain,
the SEC is like, Richard Hart, you're not guilty, and then Hex just goes boom, and then Ethereum's done.
and
That'd
then
be or because Hex is the ultimate Ethereum fork, so that would be cool. But Solana would take over well before Ethereum
Solana's been slow, and
or before Hex.
I have a bunch of Solana staked, and man, there's been times where I'm like, fuck, man, it's doing good, and then like Solana will literally do good for like 2 weeks, and then it just go right back down to where it was fucking 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
but I'm just leaving it
Cardano
staked.
took a big shit for a
I
while.
sold all my
Ada took a big
Cardano a
shit
long
for a
time ago.
while.
Ada
Or
is
that
Cardano.
is Cardano. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
Um, I pretty much have a little bit of Polygon Matic, which they migrated to something else. I don't know. I'm just hoping that mine migrated along with it. Solana, those are like my two big ones that I have, like that are like well names, and then Bitcoin. But
We should just look up every shape and make a coin for every shape.
bro,
Polygon,
the
just a
PPay coin,
decagon.
we need to do PPay coin. I got the logo drawn up and everything.
There is Pepe coin,
No,
but P would be good.
like
Yeah.
taking a PPay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Pi coin, 3.14159
I
coin.
can't
That would
believe
be
that
perfect.
doesn't exist already. Is that how many 3.195 trillion coins exist? That's it. That's the
Is that
market.
not a brilliant idea?
What does it do though?
It's math, bro.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
is
math.
really hard to keep track of what we talk about because you get into it and then you stop paying attention.
Oh,
Oh,
because we talked about it so quickly.
on another thing, maybe good gaming news for the Russians. Tarkov Arena specifically is being
Ooh,
listed on Epic Game Store.
are you serious?
Not on Steam, on Epic.
That's huge.
I think I don't like Epic Game Store, but I downloaded FragPunk on there just, because obviously I'm playing Fortnite a lot right now.
That's a very big deal.
I hope that the release of it onto the Epic Game Store pumps that game's numbers up and brings the experience to a broader audience.
Would they have any money that could put them into an advertising situation where they could put themselves on the front page?
Tarkov
Yep.
Arena?
Because if they could get themselves on the front page of Epic Games Launcher for a $20 download or what do they cost for Arena?
I think it's $30. It's
Yeah.
$29.
If they could put some marketing behind that, that'd be a big thing for them. They got to get people playing. It's a good game. You need to
I think they dropped the price for a while to like $20 the entry point, and then they do skins and stuff. Like I know that Tarkov doesn't
It's
have
called
skins.
price penetration.
There you go.
If they got to do a price penetration strategy, and they got to, like you said,
It's like
lower
spit.
the
They
price,
got to spit on the
maybe
tip.
do some skins.
You know,
Yeah,
can't just jam it in
I
there.
I kind of cut into your skin talk that you were saying, but
It's whatever.
you gotta if you have a good product, get it into the consumer's hands first.
And let's go ahead.
And it's a competitive market, so you got to get it in there. It's like the drink industry. You know, if you got a good beverage, Shamrock Farms, no sponsor. If you got a good product, get it into the competitor's hands. Ain't no one going to the Dollar General to drink skim milk. So this is a great product, but no one knows about it. You know,
Everybody goes to the Dollar General.
my girlfriend shits on this all the time. I made her buy one today, so she's gonna drink it and report back.
She's gonna drink it.
Fairlife is better. Have you had Shamrock Farms? No.
Fairlife costs more. It must be better.
It costs way more, dude. It costs way more.
So that's big news. I think I might update the game, and as soon as they release it on Epic, jump in, because when those fucking Christmas morning noobs, baby, it's gonna be nice,
Dude.
Because everybody playing Arena right now is sweaty fucks.
Is your girlfriend always right?
About what?
Does she like to believe she's always right?
100%.
Do you let her?
No. We get in huge arguments, and she winds up usually telling me to just go away. You know, the only place I'll give her is in Native American topics, and only to a certain degree, because the world does not revolve around your culture, which is the biggest issue we have. I think on a global scale, and she thinks on a relatively local scale. If it happened to me, it's my experience, but my view of that is, okay, it happened to you, but you don't matter at the end of the day, because human behavior is human behavior. So that's kind of like where we differ. But, I don't hate her for it. I still love to touch her, and, yeah. Anyway,
I don't think I think when it comes to voting in politics, a lot of people think about voting on a micro scale.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. I just mean, like, farmers have to think about themselves too. They don't think about the world as a whole sometimes. So
my only thing
if
I'll
the
say is
sorry, go ahead.
The only thing I'm gonna say is, if you're thinking short term, you better know what is being told to you that's an actual lie. Like, what? Just because someone says, I'm pro-farmer, I want the farmers to do good, but in the back he's signing a deal with fucking China to buy up all your land. So, you have to be educated to the nth degree on who you're voting for, not just what they're telling you. If you're voting based upon what you're being told, you're a fucking sucker. From every angle, left, right, straight, Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of that, I want a sucker. So thank all of you guys for watching Not Married to the Name. Stay tuned for the next couple of episodes we got bringing towards you guys. Someday we'll do one that's not video game related, but we just had too many topics to talk about today. We got nice wood walls behind us, coming at you from the Cat Thunderdome and the Native American
Thunderdome.
Tomahawk Arena. Boom, 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 boom. Cancel me now.
Cancel me, fucko.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hang around for more. Shoot us a comment. That's what we want. We want comments.
I just
want
want
to hear
a comment. Just one person say, I made it to the end and I have a huge fucking penis.
Yes. Thank you guys.